All right, I am behind the scenes of the secret meeting that I host every single day, and I just want you to kind of check it out real quick. So that looks backwards, but it shows forward to everyone. I currently have 34 people in the room right now, and also, yeah, right now they're taking 5 to 10 minutes to just journal on their own. Here's a little bit of the back end here. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe it's not clear. Anyways, this call has been life changing for me. And what's amazing about it is that we have had people who have been freed from 50 years of unforgiveness, people that have experienced a relief of darkness and shame that's been in their life. We've had people that have been angry, have known nothing but anger, and all of a sudden the anger's gone. And the reason why this call is so powerful is because we're simply setting the stage for the Lord to speak. We're simply creating an environment for people to connect with God in a way that they haven't before. And this isn't like woo woo. This is actually really simple. It's just that we don't practice it. And at least for me, I never knew that I could pray in a way that connects me deeper and helps me to actually listen and hear from God, even in the mundane things. Like this morning, I was asking the Lord, hey, should we go to my parents for Thanksgiving, for Christmas? What should we do with life? And it's like if God can give Noah the exact measurements of the ark, if Jesus can give Peter the instruction to go and find a coin in a fish's mouth to pay a tax, then surely the Lord is in the details of our lives. He cares about those things, and He's willing to talk to us about even the littlest of things. So if you want a space in which you can receive healing, a space in which you can actually connect and talk with and hear from God. Maybe you have questioned yourself. Maybe you don't know what's God, what's me. Maybe you have some decisions that you need to make. Maybe it's a business, maybe it's something that you're trying to create in your life. Whatever it is, this is a great container, a great space in which you can receive. That's why I have this community called the Receive Academy. It's like we are very good at doing, we're very good at trying to control and create success for our lives, but we are not very good at receiving. We're not very good at getting guidance and living from a place of connectedness. And that's the thing is like that's the life that Jesus Christ lived. It was a life where I do what I see the Father doing. I say what the Father wants me to say. And so just imagine what might change in your life if you made a more deliberate effort to connect with Christ. And I'm just extending an open invitation to you to come to this secret meeting that is changing lives because it has changed my life. And I want you to experience it as well. And to just be around people that are truly trying to live a life of listening. And you just don't even know how much God can reveal and direct you and just give you so much more in your life. So, anyways, I'm going to talk a little bit more about like what I experienced. I know that I had a video last week where I shared about a journaling experience, and I want to tell you the results of that. So I'm going to go. I'll play a little bit more of video later because I've still got this meeting that I am helping people with that I want to finish up. So a little behind the scenes. Hey there. So it's been a few hours since the call, the secret meeting that I host every day. And I wanted to tell you about the journaling exercise that I did that I referenced in the last video. And this journaling exercise was kind of a spinoff of a research study that was done in around 1986, the 1980s. And essentially, the exercise was one group wrote about the most traumatizing experience in life for 4 days, just 15 minutes at a time, 4 days straight. And just to see what would happen to their health, to their mental health. And what was reported is that they had less visits to the doctor. They uh, just reported having a better mood. And so I took that concept and I wanted to try it with all the people that come to these calls. Mostly I wanted to incorporate Christ into it. I wanted to bring Christ into this moment so that it could be even more safe, even more powerful, even more transformative, because many research studies don't include Christ in the exercise. And so what would that be like? So I did it with the group, and I just want to tell you a little bit about my experience, and then I'll share maybe a few little snippets from what other people noticed in their experience. So for me, I wrote about a moment in my childhood where my siblings and we kind of played this game. And the game was this: I would take a dirt clod, and the kind of dirt that I had uh, growing up was like you throw this dirt and it would poof into like a cloud of smoke. It was very kind of fine dirt. So we'd play this game where I'd throw it at while they rode their bikes. They'd rode their bikes and I'd throw it at their tires and it would just poof into a cloud of smoke, which was really cool. I was about 8 years old and my siblings would ride their bikes along. And one day my grandparents were over and we all were outside along the sidewalk. My parents, my grandparents, my little sister, and then my older siblings, they were all riding their bikes, right in front of us. And so they came around and I had a dirt clod ready to go. Because in part, it was like, yeah, look at how cool this is, to show them. And I threw the dirt clod and it smacked my sister right in the head. She didn't crash or anything, but it did hurt her. And what I remember, though, is taking a glance at my grandpa and just seeing the most, like, how could you? What were you thinking? It was just like a level of shame that I had never truly experienced up until that point. And the reason why I know it was such a shaming and hard moment was because I just immediately kind of burst into tears and ran to the house. And I hid behind a door for an hour or more. It was the longest I had ever hidden because it was just an accident. I didn't mean to do it, but the look that I got just filled me with, "You're a bad kid." And that was the kind of the primary identity message was, how could you? You need to be careful. I'm a bad kid. I, yeah. Anyways, I wrote about that. And I then talked to the Lord about it. And through this series of videos that I'll link in the description below, in the last one, I asked the Lord, how do you want to heal this? And how do you want me to remember this? And as I asked those questions, the Lord just opened my eyes to a new view. And he helped me to see that he was there in that moment. He like blocked me from seeing my grandpa's face. And he also was with me as I was hiding, wanting me to know that I'm not a bad kid and that I'm loved, and that he cares about me, that he knows I'm always trying to do good. And so I just want you to imagine, like, what would happen in your life if your most horrendous, shameful, traumatic experience was not just written out so that you can get emotions out, but that it was written and then taken to Christ, and that you were able to see him in it, and for him to help you rewrite the story. Like, what if you didn't have to live with that weight on your shoulders and in your body? Is like there's this whole book, The Body Keeps the Score, where scientists have tracked just how much the shame, the trauma, when it's held in our bodies, how damaging it is. So maybe you're experiencing health problems, maybe you're experiencing mental health issues. And I just want to encourage you, try this out. Like, what do you have to lose?
And if anything, that you just have a moment where you can connect deeper with Jesus Christ. And that's what I'm all about is I not only want to help you develop a conversational friendship with Jesus, but I want you to be free. I want you to be able to let go of the fears, the doubts, the shame that are holding you back from doing amazing and great things in your life. And you can, and people have. One person commented about the experience, just like it was a like true chasm opening, like chasm leap. That, and another person who said, I took my most traumatic event of my life, and she's like, I've been working on this moment with therapists for years. She's like, I took my write up to my therapist, we worked it out, and how healing it's been for her. So if you want to experience transformation, if you want to come into a community where you can learn the skill of listening to God, because it is a skill. It's just like learning how to listen for a certain instrument in an orchestra. Music 101, it's a skill. And I am practicing it every single day, and I'm inviting you to come along with me to practice with me. And it's free to do so. So I'm going to link all this information, everything that you need to start connecting with God in a deeper way. I'll put it in the description, and you can come and hang out with me and many other people. Like I said, we're averaging now, 30, 40 people, and I anticipate that that's only going to increase. I can't wait to the day where it's hundreds of people. And so if you're willing to join me in that, just having hundreds of people come on every day, taking 10, 20, 30 minutes out of their day to connect with God in a new way. Not in the way of talking at God, talking with Him, and receiving from Him. So if you're game for that, go ahead and just click on the links in the description, and also watch whatever the next video is, because if you struggle with being able to hear and sense from the Lord, then this next video will help. All right? Talk to you later. Bye.